Welcome to the Aging Answers podcast. I'm Rob Faubion for Age of Central Texas. We are a regional nonprofit organization that tackles the challenges of aging with expert solutions. Today our expert is Casey Lawrence. She is the program director for our Memory Connections program. It's an early memory loss support program. And Casey, our question that people ask a lot is about memory loss. Is memory loss a normal part of aging?
It's a great question, Rob. I get that question a lot too. Memory loss is not a part of normal aging. We all expect to have some changes in our memory and our bodies as we get older. But a diagnosis of memory loss, such as mild cognitive impairment, early dementia, early stage Alzheimer's disease, that means there's changes in the brain that are beyond what we would expect in normal aging. So an example that I give a lot is, let's say you've got a doctor's appointment. So the doctor calls, and if you are aging normally, when you answer the phone, you say, "Oh right, I had a doctor's appointment and I forgot." But a person with memory loss when the doctor calls says, "What appointment?" So that's a good example of how it can affect our daily lives.
So if you think that you're having memory loss, how will you know whether it's the normal part of aging or it really is something that's a cognitive issue?
Yeah. Well, a very important thing is to go to your doctor. So your doctor can really do a thorough assessment and figure out exactly what's going on. But when someone is experiencing memory loss beyond what's expected in normal aging, that means it's significantly impacting their daily lives. So there can be changes in personality. It can be somebody stopping going to social events that they normally go to. It could be somebody who usually has a tidy house suddenly becomes very untidy. It could mean routinely misplacing things that somebody usually finds very easily, like their wallet or their keys. It could be difficulties with budgeting for somebody who usually was very good with numbers. Those kinds of things.
So things that would be normal in the person's life,
right,
when those things start going askew,
right,
that's usually a good indicator there might be an
exactly.
issue. And so if someone is worried about their memory loss or the memory loss of their loved one, the best answer is go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor, absolutely, because there's lots of things going on in our bodies medically that can cause a change in cognition or thinking or judgment. And so going to a doctor and getting those things checked out is really important. Some of those things might be a thyroid issue or a medication side effect or a symptom of depression. And by going to a doctor and getting those things ruled out, then you have an understanding of, is this something treatable or is this something, more long-term?
Right. And even, if it turns out to be a cognitive issue, that's not the end of the world. Finding out early is always the best.
Absolutely, because when we find out early, then we can start treatment early. So oftentimes people go to the doctor, they may get a diagnosis of early dementia or mild cognitive impairment, and then the doctor may prescribe medications that can help with some of the symptoms of the disease. Also, like with lots of other health issues, getting a healthy diet, exercise, staying engaged socially, limiting alcohol and smoking, all those things can be really beneficial for our brain health.
And of course there are lots of programs all over the nation in every community for folks who do have early memory loss symptoms that they can find those resources within their community to help them out.
Absolutely. I think it's really important to note that I think people sometimes think memory loss, it's a normal part of getting older, or I know someone who has dementia who lives in a nursing home and needs help getting dressed every morning. There are these years that people live in the early stages. People are still very independent. They can make dinners by themselves. They can go to the grocery store by themselves. Some people still remain driving for several years. And if a person goes to the doctor, gets a diagnosis, gets the issue addressed, and gets some help and a little bit of support in their daily life, they're more likely to stay independent longer, which isn't that what we all want?
Exactly. So our takeaway is if you think you're having a memory loss issue, go to the doctor, have it tested, find out whether it really is just a normal part of the aging, or if it is a symptom of something more concerning. And if it is, there are things that can be done.
Definitely.
Fantastic. Thank you, Casey.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this podcast. As always, we have a lot more resources online on our website. You can visit for more resources both for caregivers and for senior adults. If you have a question you want one of our experts to answer, send us an email. The address is below, and we'll answer your question in one of our future Aging Answers podcasts.